Hi everyone, there's no cinema for me this week. No cinema at all. I'm staying indoors to avoid the spread of coronavirus. And, there's one case in my borough at the moment. So, it's best for me to hold tight and stay inside like everyone else. So, anyway, what I decided to do is watch a Netflix film. Yeah. So instead of going to the cinema for maybe the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna hold tight, stay indoors, just like what the cinemas are doing right now as well. A lot of the films that were gonna come out, have been kind of like suspended. For example, Mulan. There's a few other ones anyway, but quite a few films have kind of like been put on the back burner till this viral spread stop going viral for a while. So anyway, right, I watched Spencer Confidential on Netflix. It's a new film on Netflix. It's been out days. It hasn't been out months yet. It's been out days. It was last week. It was number one for Netflix movies. This week it's number two. So anyway, I watched this film. It's a classic film. It stars Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, stars Mark Wahlberg, and he's a cop that basically turns up at another cop's house because he's investigating corruption. Turns up at another cop's house, which is his superior officer. Turns up at his house and basically gets into a fight with him and goes to prison. Now the reason why I got into a fight with him, he comes in the house, sees that his wife is like battered, like she's been beaten up. So he kind of like slugs it out on him, takes it out of him. You're beating your wife up, and then ends up in prison for 4 years. After that, he comes out. When he comes out of prison, served his time and stuff, he finds out that it's the same cop who was his superior officer, who's basically that he went to prison for punching up. You find out that he's murdered. So, the same day he comes out, the guy's murdered. So you can imagine he's a prime suspect for it all. And then that's basically the starting of the story. I'm not going to go into the full whole story, but it's basically one of those classic films where you've got a cop, stroke ex-cop, facing corruption of the police force. Now, there's nothing really new to the whole idea of Spencer Confidential. There's nothing really new. I mean, a good thing about the film is that he seems to pick up a partner who happens to be his roommate from the streets. Well, kind of like, well, not from the streets, but I mean, like, who kind of like lives with him. He's got a roommate, and his roommate helps him, in his private investigation to find out what's going on with this cop corruption stuff. So the film is one that I would watch, but I'm telling you, there's so many past films that have got the same similar type stories to it. Yeah, I would say it's worth seeing, because if you're into those sort of crime investigation things, it's kind of like you're going to get what you expect. You expect a little bit of action, you expect a little bit of drama, you expect there to be a mild twist in there at some point. You're going to get that all. You're going to get that all from that film. I'll cut straight to the chase. It's a film I enjoyed watching, but would I see it in the cinema? No. Would I see it in Netflix? Yeah, I'll most probably watch it. I'll most probably watch it again. I'll most probably watch it again in the future. But to see it in the cinema, nah, it's not that sort of film. But with all of that said, I'll say straightforward, I'll give it 3 stars. It's okay. It's an average film. It's a good watch. There is joke in there, and there's good dialogue between, the main star Spencer, it's played by Mark Wahlberg, and his girlfriend and his roommate, and the few people that's in his close circle. There's good dialogues between them. It carries the story along quite well, but it's nothing cinema worthy. But it's a great watch on a weekend, on a day like today when you're in quarantine, to try and stay away from the coronavirus. It's one of those perfect films to just sit down with a cup of tea and just watch and pause, come back to it, and do what you're doing, answer a telephone call, come back to it. It's not actually a film that you have to stay fully gripped, because you're kind of like will have an idea of what the stories about where's it going. Yeah, so I would just say, if you're not doing anything this weekend, watch it. Pause it, come back to it. If you don't like it, you're not missing nothing if you go and watch it on Netflix. I mean, you pay your monthly subscription. So, give it a try. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I will see you